topic from grade 9 to grade 12.
It's going to inspire them to do better in future for their maths, and also in general to inspire them to become better students and be able to do well in their school academic work.
You can find all our local news, sports and entertainment on the TVWAN Extra page on our website. TVWAN Extra gives you access to Scope, Hunters and digital ExxonMobil Cup highlights and many more. Just one click to access. Stay updated, stay entertained. TVWAN Online, just one click away.
Digicel TV, home of Rugby League. Dial *515# to subscribe.
Hello and welcome to the TVWAN Midday News. Children from the mine villages of Octed celebrated their new 15-seater school bus that will support students with transport to and from villages in Kavorabib, Boltam, Finalbin and Atemkid. The 15-seater bus was handed over to the Octed Mine Village Women and Children Association recently in Kiunga, Western Province. Mine Village Women and Children President Alice Mumuyong shared that many times children walk miles in the heavy rain, other times covered in dust from vehicle movement on the road, therefore are grateful for the asset. The Special Economic Zone Authority Chairman Dr. Lawrence Sauce has commended the Marapel-led government for its support in ensuring investors are provided incentives to invest in Papua New Guinea. He also commended the Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, for the commitment and foresight in progressing SEZ development in the country, especially the development of the Paga Hill estate.
Chairman of the Special Economic Zone Authority, Dr. Lawrence Sauce, has acknowledged board members and the management of the authority for supporting the licensed SEZ, including the Paga Hill estate, to attract investors. The Paga Hill Development Company is the developer of the Paga Hill Estate SEZ and is responsible for developing the project in order to attract international investment. Amidst the challenging investment climate facing the country, Paga Hill Development Company has managed to secure an international investor to build a satellite casino, the first of its kind in the country. For a start, 30% of all the earnings will be injected back to the country through the National Gaming and Control Board. Dr. Sauce said Paga Hill Development Company, on the back of the Radisson Group of hotels, is committed to operating a 200-plus bed hotel at the top of Paga Hill. The project is expected to generate local employment opportunities. Construction is expected to commence soon. It was announced during the recent groundbreaking ceremony that another investor will locate to Paga Hill SEZ to construct the satellite casino that will be operational after 6 months of construction, with similar employment opportunities to the hotel project. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru, in his meeting yesterday with the new Chinese ambassador to Papua New Guinea, His Excellency Yang Xiaoguang, made a commitment to deliver the PNG-China Free Trade Agreement feasibility study report by the end of this month. Jointly funded by a 1 million kina funding from both countries, the report, once delivered to Minister Maru, will be submitted to Cabinet for deliberation and direction. Maru says if the study finds that it is feasible in PNG's national interest to go ahead with the FTA. Maru says the government is determined to grow and deepen relations with China. Retirees of the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary who are still living in institutional houses because they have not received their entitlements from the RPNGC or the Superannuation Fund. Police Commissioner David Menin mentioned this during yesterday's session of the Commission of Inquiry into RPNGC January 10th civil unrest.
Accommodation is still an issue in the Royal PNG Constabulary, with many members left to reside among the civilian community, while some are housed in institutional accommodation. Hence, the issue of retirees still occupying institutional houses continues to surface. Commissioner of Police David Manning, in yesterday's hearing of the Commission of Inquiry into the January 10 civil unrest, said retirees still occupy institutional housing because they have not been paid their entitlements either by the RPNGC or the Superannuation Fund. Manning said even though some have been fully given their entitlements by the RPNGC, if the super funds still owe them, the retirees use this as reason to prolong their stay. Manning said the organization attempts to remove them, but they run to the courts to get restraining orders based on humanitarian grounds. This includes members who have been removed from the force for disciplinary issues.
Commands those members who have been dismissed but have then since taken us or taken the office of the Commissioner of the Court and have stayed their dismissal and have applied for judicial review, and as part of the orders they've sought as part of the stay was to restrain us from removing them.
The Commissioner reaffirmed, as per the core functions of the force, the need for accommodation is something that the force has invested a lot in so that its members are properly housed to carry out their duties effectively, even though accommodation is not a condition of employment. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
In regional news, a single cyclone can erase decades of development in mere hours. This statement was made by Deputy Secretary General of the Pacific Islands Forum, Esala Nayasi, in his address at the Pacific Disaster Risk Management Ministers' first intersessional meeting. The meeting held in Manila, Philippines, served as a vital platform for Pacific leaders to align on strategies to build resilience against the region's growing disaster risk. DSG Nayasi conveyed deep appreciation for the leadership of the Pacific ministers in their work to strengthen disaster resilience while emphasizing the critical role of partnerships. He highlighted the 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent and the FRDP as key tools for achieving this alignment. Investigations are underway into how 2 Sydney beaches ended up covered in toxic black balls of tar. Both Coogee Beach and Gordon Bay remain closed, and the New South Wales Environment Protection Authority is investigating whether the substance is from a boat leaking oil.
They're the size of an apple, some larger than others, and they're easy to pull apart, but not so easy to identify. The substance was discovered at Gordons Bay today, after first being spotted at neighbouring Coogee Beach yesterday, puzzling both the marine science community and local residents.
I've been here for quite a few years and there's never been anything like that.
I've seen a load of rubbish,
We haven't seen this stuff. And we didn't know what it looked like.
Just come down for a swim, as we do every morning at 6 o'clock after a run. And, yeah, we couldn't swim.
Teams from several New South Wales government agencies and the local council have gathered samples for laboratory testing.
This is the first time that an incident such as this that we're aware of has happened in the Randwick Council area.
Lifeguards patrolling off Coogee saw an oil-like substance in the water, and later the Randwick Council revealed preliminary tests confirmed the material as a hydrocarbon-based pollutant.
When oil spills in the ocean, over time it forms these what we call tar balls, so clumps of oil pollution effectively.
High tide is at 8 tonight, and it's expected to wash more of these tar balls onto the shores here at Gordons Bay and at Coogee. It means beachgoers might be waiting some time before being able to swim again.
What's complicating that assessment is that it's really only Coogee and Gordons Bay where you see the pollution. That would suggest a much more localised source, just a boat really just literally only a few hundred metres off the coast.
It's not yet known the scale or origin of this toxic substance, but a clean-up is now underway at both beaches.
And in sport, two proud and passionate rugby league nations are set to square off in a monster clash in Suva as the Bati and Kumuls kick off the Pacific Bowl campaign. With promotion and relegation added to the mix in 2024, there is more than just national pride at stake. The winner of the Pacific Bowl playing off against the third-placed Pacific Cup nation for a place in the 2025 Pacific Cup pool. That makes a first-up win even more crucial in front of having a crowd at Suva's HFC Bank Stadium, with free-flowing football sure to be the order of the day.
The Bati and Kumuls met twice during last year's Pacific Championships with the results shared, but both those games were in Port Moresby. Now the Bati get to play a test on home soil for the first time since 2000, and Tui Kamikamitha will have his men primed for the occasion. Expect a torrid forward battle as Kamikamitha and Ben Nukumbuwai look to lay the foundations for Bulldogs superstar Viliame Kikau to run right wide, while the Kumuls NRL pairing of Jacob Alec and Jack DeBallen will fight for every metre in the middle. Storm big man Tui Kamikamitha will captain a vastly experienced party outfit that includes former skipper Kevin Naigama, who lines up for his 25th test, as well as blockbusting winger Micah Sivo in his 11th test for Fiji and Viliame Kikau in his 17th test. Panthers premiership winger Sunia Turuva is the fullback, while Dolphins playmaker Kurt Donahue wears the number 7. Emerging NRL forwards Caleb Navale and Kitione Kotoga are back in the pack after featuring in last year's Pacific Championships. Rhys Martin keepers a Kumul side that includes Jack DeBallen at lock, Lachlan Lamb at halfback, and Nelly McDonald at fullback. With star hooker Edwin Ipape sidelined by injury, Cal figure Judah Rimbu takes over in the number 9 on the back of a classy display for the PM's 13. 5'8" Cal Labert plays his 12th test match and will form a dangerous combination with Lamb, who has 10 tests to his name. Titans forward Jacob Alec will show the way up front after representing the Kumuls at the 2022 World Cup and the 2023 Pacific Champs. The match is scheduled to kick off at 7:10 p.m. this Saturday, October 19, at the HFC Stadium, Fiji, and will be live on digital TV1 platform via Foxtel. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Former NRL superstar and Fiji Bati 5'8" Jared Hayne has warned his Fiji Bati men about the brutal contest at hand against PNG Kumuls on Saturday. Recounting his experience playing against the Kumuls, Hayne told Fijian media that the Kumuls love physical contest. He said they keep showing up regardless of who they play against. He warned his side on what to expect on Saturday. He also expects them to match the physicality of Kumuls in the forwards if they want to defeat the defending Pacific Bowl champions. The Pacific Bowl Championship between the two sides is scheduled on Saturday, 19 October, at the HFC Bank Stadium in Suva. And that ends our news update for today. Join us at 6 p.m. tonight for more news and sport. Bye for now.